Hi, you guys. Welcome back to John's Crappy Craft Corner. It's still quarantine edition. Can you imagine? Anyway, welcome back. You're probably wondering what happened to me because I was doing these every day for the first week of quarantine, and everybody was like, "You're gonna be so famous from that." And then I was like, if I had a dime, but then yeah, I'd have 30 cents. So. But then I got sick of myself. I was like, I can't do these videos anymore. Quarantine got real serious. It got serious. At first it was like a staycation, and I was like baking cookies and muffins. I'm not a bake, and I was like making coffee cakes and eating ice cream every day. And I was like, this is fun, and crafting, and like I had all this free time. And then I was like, thank you, metabolism. I'm getting away with this. And then cut to like a month later, I was like, I got on a scale and I was like, I gained 20 pounds. No joke. I really did. So I was not kidding. So it's not so cute under the shirt. So anyway, but so you're wondering why I'm back. Well, it's a very special edition. Because normally at this time, I'm doing the International Wizard of Oz convention, and like everything else, it's been canceled this year. So they're now dear friends of mine, and they invited me to be part of the virtual OzCon. So they asked me to do a craft, and they were funny because they were like, "We want you to be part of it, but can you not do a crappy craft, basically?" So I was like, well, yeah, I can. So, but we're still in quarantine here in LA. It's pretty strict. So I was like, well, what can I make out of stuff I have in my house? Regular household items that everybody could use to make a craft. So I came up with something. It's not totally original. I did see it on Instagram, but we're gonna make it our own. And you guys, I'm wearing my Ode to Dorothy shirt that I wear once a year for this. And I did almost put on jeans, and I was like, oh, that's crazy talk. I haven't had jeans on in probably 6 months. So anyway, I didn't do that. But what we're gonna do today is we're gonna create a Christmas ornament, or you could hang it up all year round, but it is gonna be inspired by this painting that I did. You all are probably familiar with it by now, because I've been selling it at OzCon. And comes in 2 sizes. There's still a few left on Etsy. But anyway, so we're gonna make an ornament that looks like this. How amazing is that? So, what you do is you grab your toilet paper roll. You guys, these were so 5 months ago. We're not doing that. This is a real craft, you guys. So you know what that means. So get ready. This is gonna actually be a longer video because I'm doing a real craft, which also means it's gonna probably be really boring. So for all those people that aren't real crafters, you can turn it off now and I won't be completely offended. But for those real crafters, let's get started. So don't buy the small tacky glue, because then you'll have to go back to the craft store, put on your mask, risk your life like I had to do to buy a bigger one, because you use a lot of glue in this. And I recommend the tacky glue because it holds everything together really well. So what we're gonna start with is you just take a dowel like this. Now you could use a pencil too if you don't have a dowel, because really you can make this whole thing with things at home. So you take your dowel, you're gonna cut it. We're just getting right to it, you guys, because this is gonna be a long craft. And so you take your dowel. Yeah, that's about the size you want. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a styrofoam cone. Now, if you don't, these are just regular styrofoam cones you can find at a craft store. But I know all you serious crafters have one of these at home. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it, you're gonna cut it and just cut the, and I'm just using a kitchen knife, cut the bottom off. And this is gonna create the basket of the little hot air balloon. And now for the hot air balloon, you just take a styrofoam ball, just your basic styrofoam ball, and what you're gonna do is we're gonna cover it in glue. So let me open this up. Oh, good. Okay. So we're gonna cover this balloon in, or this styrofoam ball in Reynolds wrap. Just any basic foil. And the reason we're doing that is because these styrofoam balls are really porous. Shoot, I skipped a step. First, take your dowel and you're gonna, this may turn out to be a crappy craft. Take your dowel and you're gonna stick it through the middle of it. Not all the way through, but just enough. Basically, you're just gonna make a handle so you can use it to work with this whole craft. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take your glue and you're gonna wipe it all along the side of the, one whole side. Actually, I'm gonna take it out. I'm already getting messy. One whole side of this, like this. And this is to glue the foil. See how much glue I'm using? Quite a bit. Just cover it, saturate it in glue. And this is to glue the tin foil on. And that just makes it, it gives it a nicer surface. So we're gonna take this foil and put the shiny side in so the dull side is out. It just takes the paint better later. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna cover it like this. Smooth it out. And you're just gonna cover the one whole side. And you're only gonna do one side, like this. You guys, this is a real craft. So, that nobody's gonna make at home, I'm sure. But you might, when you see how cute this is, when it's finished, you're all gonna want one. So you cover it like that. And then, the reason you do half at a time is because it just gets to be too much, I need more glue, too much foil. So you just cover, now we're doing the other half, the second half. Now they do make other fancier styrofoam balls that, well actually they're not styrofoam balls. They look like paper mache balls, and you could also use those, and you could sort of skip this step, but this styrofoam ball helps keep the stick in, and it's just an easy thing to work with. They're really inexpensive. All right, bam. Now I'm gonna take the other half, cover it like this, and get it as close as you can. And what this does, it actually gives it a paper mache sort of look, which is just a nicer look. It makes it look, it just gives it a more elevated look rather than having it look super crafty. So you do that, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the edge, cut it off pretty close. Can you see what I'm doing? Just cut it around. You just leave not even 1/4 of an inch around it, just enough to fold under. So you do that, and then you're just gonna fold it all in and smooth it out like this. And then you have your whole ball is covered with the foil. And this is gonna be your hot air balloon. So then I'm gonna stick my thing back in the hole, the handle. So there you have that. And then you do the same thing with the basket. You cover that with foil too. It's funny, they say everything, elevated is like the new word that everybody uses for everything now. It's all elevated. So this gives it a more elevated heirloom look of a old vintage ornament. So now what you're gonna do, we're gonna make segments in this like an orange basically. So you take your kitchen knife and you go down the center. Can you see this? And what you're doing is you're just indenting a groove in it to put it in segments. It makes it easier to paint, and it makes it look pretty cool. Like this. And you go all the way around. Can you see what it's doing? It's putting a groove in it. So you have to measure, how many did I do in this? Oh boy. So then, yeah. Then you go down the center again, because you want them all Wait, how did I do this? Oh boy, I made one practice one. I made a few practice ones, but I don't remember what I did. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this. See, if I knew how to edit, this is where I would edit and you wouldn't have to sit through this part. But because I don't know how to edit, this is what you do. So anyway, you make the grooves all the way around the whole thing. So it's segmented kind of like an orange. And then what you're gonna do is, well, I guess I should show you how to do it all the way around, but I didn't do it equal. Anyway, so you make the grooves all the way around it, segment it off, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your paint, and this is like cheap craft paint. It's like $2 for one of these. You take your paint, and you're gonna want 2 different colors, 2 different shades of green, just so that you can separate the little segment on the balloon, like the photo, like this. So what you're gonna do is then you're gonna, just right on the foil, it takes paint really well. You're just gonna paint, you see this? You're gonna paint the segments like this. And it's really easy to follow and make a straight line because you put the grooves in it already. So you just follow the groove. So you can just paint like that, and then you go and you do the other color. You alternate, and you do right next to it, like this. You know what would be really cool is if I had Wizard of Oz music going right now, like while I'm doing this. But I don't. Because those last craft videos I did where I was trying to add props, and like costumes, I lost my mind. So then you just paint these segments like this. Now, because I thought ahead of time, I'm gonna pull it out of the oven. No, you don't really pull it out of the oven, but you know how they do in that craft shows. Look, bam, I have one that's already painted. So, and what I also did is I gold leaf the stick, because you're gonna keep the stick in there, and I'll explain why later. But here's the foil wrapped styrofoam base basket, and then see how all the grooves in it? So I just painted the foil all the way around, like I just showed you. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna glitter it. So, and this all dries really quick. So the glitter, what you do is you do the same colors that you're painted on here, because that's just the key to make it look really good, is to match the colors. So just take your same glue, and then you just go right over the same thing you just painted, like this. Wow, I'm busting through this. Maybe this isn't gonna be a 3-hour craft. That's good. Maybe I should slow down and tell you guys a story of something. Okay. You guys, that quarantine, when you quarantine alone, it's very different than quarantine with a partner, a boyfriend, girlfriend, your kids. Oh, it was rough. And we're still in it. LA's still pretty strict. So I'm gonna try and do this somewhat carefully because I don't want this to turn out janky. So there you go. And put the glue on pretty thick because you really want to push the glitter into it so that it stays. Okay, there's that. So now you take your glitter. Let's see. I need a paper. Take your glitter. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's in my hand. Woo, okay. So take the glitter and then you just pour it all over it. And then just really make sure that it's on there really good. You can tap it in there and smash it into the glue. Like that. And do it onto a piece of paper so you can pour the extra back into the container. Like this. So look at that. So there's one side. How cool does that look? So cool. Why do I love glitter so much? Okay, now take another piece of paper because we're gonna do the lighter color now. Because I really had to think ahead, like everything I need here. Whoa, shoot. Okay. Now I'm gonna do, now normally I would do all the dark green first, and you could even let it dry before you go to the next color, but you really don't have to. But if you're really anal about not getting the colors to blend or something, you could do one color at a time and let it dry. But I'm not gonna do that because this isn't a 3-hour craft. So what I'm gonna do now is just show you the lighter color, and you just butt it up right next to the other color. Like this. It's turning out already. It's so quiet in here. If I open up that window, because I live downtown, ooh, it's not quiet. Okay. Now you take your lighter glitter, lighter green glitter. You could use any shades of glitter. I used an emerald, obviously, because of Emerald City. And I like emerald and lime, like the lime color together. But you could do any color combination you wanted, really. I thought about doing like a Glinda one and doing it all in like pink glitters. But then I thought, no, I should do one that's more like the one, like Hot Air Balloon in the movie. Okay, so tap that off. And look at that. So, see how that's coming together and starting to look like just a magical hot air balloon. And then, so now, with the magic of TV, the magic of John Coulter Designs, I have one already glittered. Look how I thought ahead of time, you guys. So that's what it looks like. And then what I did is I glittered the base gold. And also here's another thing we need to do. If you have a hook, you could use a hook and stick it in there. I made this out of wire, and then I covered it with floral tape, and then I just painted it and glittered it. And this is how you hang it. So you dip it in glue, and then this, you shove down the middle. Oh my God, this should have been done first. There we go. It's not straight. Okay, so there's your hook. And that's how you're gonna hang the ornament. See? Okay, now, hold on, this messed up. And I don't want this to be ruined later. Okay, hold on. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is the fun stuff, because now you have your thing made. So now you're just gonna decorate it with all kinds of stuff. So at first I made this because I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna put Dorothy in it. How cute would that be? So I made this Dorothy. Look at the size. Like, the scale doesn't really matter, but this is way too big. So we're gonna make this one. So I made these 3 little lollipop kids, the lollipop gang. So what you do is you just figure out where you want it. You take a little, anything you want to poke in there, and you poke a hole. I'm gonna poke 3 holes because I'm gonna have the 3 little Lollipop Gang characters in each one. And then, let's see. So here's the little character. And I just made him with a pipe cleaner, and then I bought a little wooden doll head. You could make one out of clay, but who's got time for that, right? Okay. Now you just poke him in there. Oh my God. Oh, can you stand it? Can you see it? Look at the little guy. It's so cute. Oh my God. Have you guys tried the new cold brew with oat milk foam at Starbucks? So good. Oh my God, I almost dropped that whole glitter all over the floor. I'd been so mad at you guys if that happened. Okay, now the little other guy. I think I made him too tall. Hold on. All you have to do is cut the body off, make it shorter. Okay. Dip it in glue. I think you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna stick the other guy in here. Oh my gosh. This is super cute. Okay, so let me cut this one off because they're too tall. Because you know, they're munchkins. These guys are munchkins. And you don't even have to make the bottom half because the bottom half is like it's in the basket. I don't see the hole, so I'm gonna poke a new hole. So, oh, that's adorable. So, there's the Lollipop kids, the Lollipop Gang. They're gonna be inside of it. How cool is that? Now, what else you can do is you can put anything you want in it. I actually made another little Dorothy because I'm gonna do this with the other one. So here's a tiny little Dorothy. So I'm gonna stick her in the other balloon. I also made these little poppies. And what I did for these is you can buy these just standard roses. So so you buy these little standard roses and then you open them up and then I just painted black and a dollop of gold to make it look more like a poppy. So I'm gonna just put some poppies in here too. Just so that it's very magical and Oz-like and, you know. So it's gonna be a little basket of flowers and you gotta poke the holes first to get through the foil and the glitter and everything. So I'm just gonna fill the rest of the basket with little poppies and that's gonna be adorable. Okay, now this part. This part gets tricky. Pay attention. Okay, here it is. So you take your cording. This is just any kind of gold cording will work. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this cording. I'm using a gold straight pin, a little pin that has a little gold end on it. And just because of time, I'm gonna do this quickly with this pin. You poke the pin in there. Pin's too long. So we're gonna cut the pin short. You just need a little just to stick it in. Dip it in glue. Where's that hole? You're gonna line it up with the lines of the balloon, the different colors. So I just pinned it in like that. And then you go along here and you just wrap around the thing that hangs it. And you go down and you do the other side. And this is creating the wire for this. So I'm gonna take another pin. Actually, I have these little bells. Look at these little things. I went to the craft store and they're these little bells, but they're on a little thing like this. I forgot what these are called, brackets or I don't know. So I'm gonna use these instead because these are actually cuter. So I'm gonna open it up a little bit so I can fit it in between the wire or the rope. So then I'm doing the same thing where I poke it in there, and see how it just holds the rope down. You can see that. And you can do, there's a couple options. What you could do is you could have it dangle and have it swag, which is really cute. I don't even think you can see it because it's gold on gold. You could have it swag like that, which I'm probably gonna do. So let's try one like that. Okay, so I'm gonna take another one of these gold little bell things and then figure out where it goes. Stick it in here to hold it down. You do have to open it up so that it, see, if you use a pin, you could poke it through the rope. If you use these, you have to open up that thing so that it gets in between there. And when you're doing this on your own, you could spend more time and get it a little nicer looking. So then you just keep going around like that, and you loop it around. And if it's not lining up correctly with the thing, you could, I'm gonna have to get a lot more. Sometimes it lines up better if you poke it through the little hanger. And then it's just, it puts it more in the right position to go down again like that. And then you grab another one. I'm gonna do it with a pin just because it's fast, just to well, another one. Okay, hold on. Little glue. So stick that in there. So I won't do the whole thing because it's gonna take too long, but see how it's starting to look like a hot air balloon. How amazing is that? And then you can just take any ribbon. I'm gonna use this ribbon because it looks like Dorothy, looks like my shirt, looks like Dorothy's skirt. So it's fun to just have all sorts of little nods to Wizard of Oz wherever you can put them, I think. And then you just put this through the hanger and you tie a bow, and it's, you know, you get the idea that it'll go all the way around. And there's your Christmas ornament that could be put up all year round. How amazing is that? So cute. Anyway, and you could decorate this a lot more. And what I'm gonna do now is show you a couple different versions of this that I made to practice to show you guys. But I was using a palette that's pastel because I was kind of thinking, oh, I was kind of more inspired by It's a Small World at Disneyland. Since I'm a Disney artist, I can't escape that apparently. So I'm gonna show you a couple of these. So get a load of this. And this is after it's all decorated a little bit more. And this one I put a swag, like bunting made out of these pipe cleaners. And you could just buy these at the craft store, and they come like this. These have all different shapes, but I buy them like this. I use this one so that when you bend it, it looks like the bunting. I think that's what you call that. But how cute is that? Look, and then you could do any little detail you want. Like this one, I added stars around it. And then I put this basket, I just filled it with flowers. So it looks like flowers are being delivered. So apparently back in the day, there was a folklore, I guess, that Santa Claus delivered all his presents by hot air balloon. So these have been around forever. And then here's another color combination. Amazing. This one I just put gold stars on top. And these are just like, they're almost like tacks that I just found at the craft store. There's so many different things you could decorate it with just by going into the craft store. But look at that. These ones are super cute. You may not want to make a Wizard of Oz one. You may want to make one like this. So I'm going to be selling all these that I made. I think there's like 5 of them. I'm going to be selling these on Etsy when this is over. So I'll announce that on Instagram. So if you're interested in one of these, like if you don't want to make one of these, but you really want one, they will be on my Etsy page. But there's only like 5, so good luck with that. So anyway, that's my craft, you guys. I think that's all I have to share with you. So, thank you guys, and happy quarantine. I have to say goodbye because I don't really have anything else to show you. I will show you these because look, you guys are right here. I'm in my house. I should have said bye, but look at my new shoes I got. I ordered them on Amazon and they came in the wrong size. They're a little big on me, but no, I'm just kidding. These are just for a costume that I'm doing, but I thought they're just sitting right here. I don't know why I showed you those. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. All right, good luck with this craft and quarantine and all that. Happy International Wizard of Oz convention. Bye.